Shalom, shalom. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 things that I'm currently loving. But before I dive into that, I need you to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, join my community. What are you waiting for? Also, timestamps will be below and products will be in the description box. So, without further ado, the first thing that I'm currently loving is not getting my nails or my toes done. This started when I went and got a nightmare of a pedicure. It was at a salon that I don't normally go to. It was on a whim. I needed to get a pedicure, and the salon that I typically visit was booked with appointments. So I went to this salon, and the lady was digging into my left big toenail with the cuticle cutter, and there was a point where she dug so deep that it actually hurt and I started to bleed. I told her that I was in pain and she stopped, but you could tell that she knew that she kind of went a bit too intensely. I thought nothing of it, and then I went to bed, and the next day I woke up and my toe was swollen. It was throbbing. I was in a lot of pain, and I knew that I had an infection. So I went to the doctor and they prescribed me antibiotics. It went away, but then the infection returned. Ultimately, I decided to go to a podiatrist, a foot doctor. She made the decision to remove part of my toenail, not the full toenail, but just enough to relieve the pain and get rid of the infection. But then my toenail got infected again. So she had to do another partial toenail removal, and that was about a month ago. I don't have the best luck when it comes to pedicures. Clearly, my toes are ultra sensitive. Basically, my podiatrist told me that my right and my left toenail are growing into my skin rather than above it. Eventually, she's going to have to cauterize that left big toenail that keeps getting infected because the skin keeps growing over the toenail. It has been such a frustrating journey. I am just so over having to keep going back to the doctor for this recurring issue. I mean, granted, it really isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it could be way worse, but basically that pedicure led me to make the decision to no longer get my toes done at a salon, at least for the time being, and at the direction of my podiatrist. She said, take a break from the pedicures because a lot of these salons don't properly cleanse their tools. They reuse the same ones on so many different people. You don't know what type of bacteria is being harbored on these tools, and sometimes they are just not gentle enough around the cuticles. Not only do I want to give my toes a break from polish, but I also want to give my fingers a break. When I had my polish removed from my most recent pedicure, there was white chalky blotches on mostly my big toes. And that has happened before because I've noticed every time I've gotten a pedicure and I've removed the polish, whether it be at home or even at the salon, I can see that there's discoloration, and it's not fungus. I looked it up, and it's actually something called keratin granulation, and it's essentially when the toes are not hydrated enough because too much acetone and product is covering the toenails. The only remedy to that is to grow out your toenails and give them a break from polish. So I've been working on that, and I love to see my natural toenails restore itself. Those white chalky patches are slowly disappearing. Oddly enough, I've grown to feel more confident without toenail polish on. I know a lot of people will throw their 2 cents in and say, especially men, let's be honest here, oh, if she doesn't have her toes done, it's a no-go. It's a wrap. She's cooked. She's chopped. I really don't care what people think, especially men, because I'm focusing on my personal health and hygiene, and at this point in time, it feels like the best choice for me to give my toenails a break. I'm almost always walking around with my nails done. But I would say about a year ago, I started to notice that when the nail technician would remove the polish, the gel polish, and scrape away the residue of it, it would start to hurt. My nails felt bendy, weak, and brittle. I kept getting these gel manicures because I wanted to honestly keep up with my appearance, and someone in my personal life felt it was important for me to have my nails done. And I'm not even going to get into the specifics of that, but I did feel this pressure to perform in a way. And I went to the salon yesterday and I just requested a soak off. So I had her remove the gel polish and that was it. My nails are definitely weak. They kind of hurt. Like if I'm opening something such as a sparkling water or something that requires me to grip some other object, it hurts because I can feel my nails, even though I cut them short, bending as I'm trying to open something. I need to really lay off on the manicures for the time being. Not to mention, they're very time consuming. When you go to the salon, you have to expect at a minimum, even if it's just for your hands, that you're going to be in there for about an hour. The process of removing the gel, buffing, filing, clipping the cuticles, all that jazz is quite the process. And it's expensive. I was calculating out how much I was spending on just my nails alone a month, and it was roughly $120 because every 2 weeks my nails are at the stage where they've grown out. That's expensive. It really is. And I think about all of that money that I spent on my nails that I could have put towards saving or something else that felt more useful. I mean, yeah, it's awesome to have your nails done. You feel put together, you feel presentable. But is that really the truth? I mean, if you think about it more in depth, you don't actually have to have your nails done to feel that way about yourself. I think it's kind of chic to not have your nails done and just to have a clear coat. And as I mentioned, trim them to a safe length, file them, buff them, keep up your nail care maintenance, but you don't have to go the extra mile of booking an appointment and sitting in the chair and getting antsy and wasting an hour to sometimes 2 hours of your day. For special occasions, I'm sure I'll get a pedicure and a manicure, but it doesn't have to be this consistent part of my routine. Something else that I've been loving, and this is not sponsored, okay? I haven't received any sponsorship offer from any brand since I started YouTube 2 years ago. This is genuinely a product that I am obsessed with, okay? Bubbler sparkling water. This flavor, watermelon lime smasher, is actually my favorite right now. It says it is natural flavor, 0 grams of sugar, no artificial sweeteners, provides immune support, is low glycemic, gluten-free, soy-free, and vegan. This drink provides natural caffeine, 69 milligrams per can, like a cup of coffee. These are the perfect pick-me-up for that middle of the day when you're at work and you're starting to feel a bit sluggish and tired and you're trying to push through for those last 3 to 4 hours. The caffeine in there is not too overstimulating like a Celsius or one of those high energy drinks that are out nowadays. I've actually never tried a Celsius, but I've heard from various people that they can really hit you out of nowhere once consumed. Look, the reason that I started drinking them more is because I don't know what has happened to my body, but about a month ago, I was having my normal morning cold brew or matcha, and an hour later, I was having excruciating stomach pain and cramping to the point where I was hunched over. I had to curl up in a ball and wait for it to pass. I tested it out. I went a day without drinking any cold brew or matcha, and stomach was fine. Tried to drink it the next day, stomach pain was back. And it's really depressing, honestly, because if you know me, you know I love matcha and cold brew or any sort of latte. I still want to have that caffeine throughout the day, so these bubbler sparkling waters provide me that caffeine boost without the physical side effects. If you haven't, I would definitely give these a try. You can find them at your local grocery store. So many flavor options and something different. Another thing that I've been loving are these sour dried cranberries from the brand Patience. The reason that I love these is because it provides me that sour candy fix without all of the extra additives, artificial flavors, and dyes that are harmful to the body. These are really good because they don't have a lot of added sugar. It says there's only about 2 grams of added sugar, which is awesome. They're also high in fiber, and the fruit is grown in Canada. I found these at my local grocery store and I have been obsessed. I go through 4 boxes in a week roughly because within a box there are only 5 bags. There's these sour crystals around the cranberries, and I'm just really glad that I found them, and I highly recommend giving them a try. Moving on to skincare products, I have been loving this Fresh brand moisturizer. It is called Lotus Youth Preserve Dream Face Cream. It recovers and resets, and you can use it in the morning and at night. I was on the market for a new moisturizer because I've been noticing that my T-zone area has been getting very oily very quickly. I don't want that to happen. I would much prefer a more matte, smooth finish to my skin. So I went to Sephora and I consulted with one of the skincare representatives and experts, and she recommended that moisturizer to me, and it has been working phenomenally. I also put it around my neck and on my chest because you can't neglect those areas when you moisturize. For eye cream, I came across this brand called In Beauty Project, and it is called Extreme Cream Eye. It firms and contours the eye, and it has peptides, amino acids, plus paracress extract. I've never heard of that. This eye cream is basically like getting Botox in your eyes without actually getting Botox, okay? It lifts my eyelids so it makes them more awake. It is so good at smoothing out my under eyes, the side of my eyes, and it doesn't leave a sticky residue. It doesn't irritate my skin. Let's switch over to clothing items, starting with the balaclava. If you don't know what a balaclava is, it is essentially a hoodie without any fabric around the torso or the arms. It is just from the neck up, and there is a cutout in the middle so that your face can go through it and you can see. And usually there is a drawstring under the chin so you can adjust it to go tighter or looser. This is from the Gap. It's black. It's very simple. Typically, I wear a beanie or a scarf, but I don't know. With scarves, I get kind of annoyed by them because sometimes when you loop it around your neck, it will sometimes fall to the back on one side or just feel awkward and a little bit restrictive. And then with beanies, I feel like it kind of flattens my hair down or messes up my hair if I wear it throughout the day and then I take it off. So this is going to be my winter staple, and there are so many different style versions of a balaclava. I'm going to be a balaclava girly pop. I don't know, there's something about it that's kind of chic and high fashion. It's hard for me to show you this next clothing item, but these are sweatpants from Aritzia. I bought these about a month ago. The specific style is sweat fleece perfect fit, and they're just a simple pair of black sweatpants. The difference is that they aren't cinched at the bottom. If I want to wear these to the gym as like a layering item over my workout outfit, I can put on my workout gym shoes with these and they look great. I could even wear a pair of boots under these, and they're very warm and they fit me very well, which is very important to me. I really think going forward, the only style of sweatpants that I'm going to purchase are those that are straight-legged or slightly more wide-legged, because I think they're more mature. I don't know, there's something about it that just looks more put together versus a cinch sweatpant. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? The last clothing slash accessory item on the list here is this Baggu black travel bag. I have taken this travel bag with me on the past 3 trips that I've gone on, and it is a lifesaver. The reason that I bought it was because it has a sleeve on the back that you can slip through the handle on your luggage, and that way you're not having to carry this bag on your shoulder through the airport. It's secured on the luggage so you can roll your luggage and it won't fall off. It won't topple to the side like you've probably seen happen to a lot of people in the airport. It's nylon material, so if you spill something on it or you get a stain on it, you can put it in the washing machine and it comes out like normal, completely clean. There's pockets on the side, there's pockets inside. I mean, I have stuffed this bag pretty full. I've gotten away with bringing this on as my personal item. I can easily store it under the airline seats, and I'm just so glad that I bought it. It was actually a really good price as well. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but I love that it's black, of course. I have a black base luggage, so for me, I wanted a bag that matched my carry-on luggage. The second to last thing that I've been loving is lysine supplements. Let me preface this with a disclaimer. I am not a medical professional. Please consult with your doctor if you are thinking about taking any sort of supplement, but this is what works for me. I take 1,000 milligrams a day, just one pill. The brand is Nature Made. I went to the dentist, and at my appointment, I had 2 canker sores inside my mouth, right here, right next to each other, and they were merging into one giant canker sore. And canker sores are extremely painful. If you've ever had one before, you know exactly what I'm referring to. Usually, canker sores are brought on by consuming too much citrusy foods, or they can be triggered by stress. Sometimes if you bite the inside of your mouth, you can flare up a canker sore. There are so many reasons why people get canker sores. I am very prone to them. I think it's a genetic thing because my mom gets them, my dad gets them. They are not cold sores. Cold sores are on the outside, they are on your lips, and they are contagious. Canker sores are not contagious. They're just a mouth ulcer, and they typically take about a week to 2 weeks to heal, depending on the severity. And so, like I said, I went to the dentist when I had these 2 canker sores, and I asked her, I'm like, what can we do to stop this from happening so frequently? And she said, take lysine. I started to get a canker sore as I had purchased the bottle, and I noticed that the canker sore only lasted about a week, and it never went full-blown canker sore, if you get what I'm saying. It didn't reach the stage where it would hurt for me to talk. If I got salt in the wound, it would be painful. Like, it literally stayed this tiny little ulcer that was trying to become an actual big painful sore, but the lysine kept it under control and essentially lessened the pain and put a squash on the timeline of the healing. It went down from 2 weeks to 1 week. Okay, last but not least, and I don't have this item in front of me because I don't own this item, it is a foam roller for the back. My gym has foam rollers that are laying around. You can use it to stretch, or they're kind of everywhere. If you've ever gone to a gym, you've probably seen a foam roller. It's essentially a long cylinder. People use it to help them stretch out their muscles. I specifically go to the foam roller to help crack my back, especially my upper back. So what I do is I pretend that you're doing crunches, abdominal crunches, and you have your knees up. Lay like that, put the foam roller behind your back, and then just roll back and forth. Don't roll too far to your lower back because that can actually be dangerous, but keep it within the middle and the upper back. It cracks your back phenomenally. It really helps to relieve tension. I look forward to going to the gym just to use a foam roller. And you can also use it on your legs. Like, you can roll on the sides of your legs, and it kind of massages your muscles, especially if you've been doing a lot of strenuous exercises. That is everything I have to share about what I'm currently loving. Comment below if anything that I mentioned is something that you also enjoy, or share your own list. I, as always, appreciate you for listening, for being here. I have so much love for you, and I'll talk to you soon.